time we left off, Littlefoot, Sarah, Spike, and Petra were on their way to rescue Ducky. Of course, luckily for them, they happen to go right inside a cave that makes them fall in such a gentle way that nobody is hurt. Wow, they just didn't color in any of her eyes, not even the little spot around her face. Okay, some of the color came back.
Poor Ducky. Oh, poor Ducky. Poor me. Ducky?
Ducky's so stupid. Ducky's sitting in that same cave and she's like, hey, what's up, y'all? They're so happy to see her, and the little greeting that they have is just so cute. And the greeting that she and Petra have is just, you know. Yo. I thought he was gonna yeet her over the edge of the cliff. I'm like, yo, buddy, you're running a little bit too fast with all that mass and momentum while I'm right at the edge of this freaking precipice. Ducky must really trust and love Spike, because I instinctively, I would have been like, whoa, and leapt out of the way, because...
Yes, I am!
Yo, does that not look like he was getting ready to ram her off? Part of her back painting is missing as well. They just colored in the spine. Yo, that's hilarious. She's laughing when she's hugging Spike. Wait, look. It's so cute to see Spike so happy, but look, he licks her and her mouth is open and she's laughing. And then Littlefoot hugs her and she's still laughing, but her mouth is closed. Okay. And then Petra is the last one to hug her, right? And I'm like, maybe I was reading too much into it, but from the first Land Before Time, I always had this feeling like she really liked Petra, and he was just like, oh, okay, weird girl. And then he started liking her back. It's not just me, like the whole LBT fandom thinks that.
But how'd you get here? Well,
kind of cute that. So she tells him how she got here and what happened with his Uncle Toronto, and that he's really not that bad of a person. So he's hugging her and he says, look, I'm so sorry. I don't know why my Uncle Toronto's so mean. I don't understand it. You could see the hurt in Petra's... Okay, you can't really see it, but you can hear it in his voice, and he really looks up to his uncle. So for his uncle to be revealed as this villain, it's just really shocking to him. That also does something to his identity, because he sees Toronto in himself. He wants to be like Toronto. It's really horrible to see that the father figure or someone you looked up to is like a super villain. And even though everything up to this point could be forgiven, kidnapping Ducky is not. Ducky reassures him, like, look, he was very sad when the other flyers dropped me, because she had heard the whole conversation.
Everybody has a lot of good inside them.
And then they start singing about that. This next part, I went back and looked because I didn't notice it the first time around or the second time around, but I was just doing it now. I was just watching it now, and I look at Ducky's face. And all of them when Petra is singing and Ducky's dancing. Oh god, it just looks hilarious. I don't know why, but it's great. I'm enjoying it so much.
Thing only, sometimes they do it all wrong. Sometimes they do it all wrong.
Oh, real talk though, Petra looks actually decent when they do his eyes like a freaking anime character that's about to unleash his hidden power. I love that look on Petra. Look! I'm Petra the Toenails. Or whatever. Y'all thought I was a doofus, huh? My name's Petra, bitch.
Good inside.
That's what he said.
It's caused by inappropriate inflammation in your scalp. It's caused by an increased skin cell production.
Yeah! You know, I also find it mildly hilarious because Sarah does this every single time. She's having fun with her friends, but she has a disagreement, right? She has a disagreement with them, and they all end up singing the same song together. She's singing along with them, as you can see here.
Good inside.
Her eyes look horrible, but she's singing.
See? Uncle Toronto act bad, but he's...
Hold on one freaking cotton picking second. Oh my god. This freaking... Oh my god, my OCD. Now her eyelid is colored, but now the spot is not. But anyway, she was I'm never gonna get through this. Anyway, she was just singing along with them.
He's still good. Someplace inside. Yeah. Can we go home now?
Then she's back to her regular snooty attitude. Snooty attitude before the song. Sing along with my friends, be happy. Right after the song, snooty attitude again. It's like a completely different person takes over when she's singing. Like, she's a freaking robot, and she's programmed to sing along with the others, and they all have to know exactly the same lyrics and be in the same mood while they're all singing. You think that singing would make her feel better, but it just makes her feel like she'd been violated. That's how I'd feel. Littlefoot's like, yeah, you know what? We're already here. And she's like, we got Ducky now, so what gives? And then Ducky's like, but if the magic rock, or if the rock is magic, then we don't want the flyers to have it.
We will find a way!
So everyone's surprised, and Petrie's like, what are they doing back? What's going on? And I can understand, I can forgive Petrie in this specific scene, why he didn't go after them, because there's 3 flyers. They're all bigger than him. He doesn't know if Tyranno's gonna hurt him. And even if Tyranno's nice, the others, there's 2 against 2, or 2 against 1 3/4, or maybe not. He doesn't want to risk being killed if these guys are actually mean. So Petrie's wondering how the hell they got here, like, where did they come from?
What are they doing back? They must have heard Sarah scream when we fell into the cave.
Bitch, you were all screaming. What? Why would you blame that just on Sarah? You freaking ugly ass redneck looking apatosaurus. You were all screaming. Maybe I'm wrong.
I told you!
Ew. Oh dear. Poor Spike. You know, that's what you get. Your face got flattened because you were an idiot. So anyway, now that Spike has turned into an elephant trunk, in this scene, yes, Sarah did scream out, but when they all were about to go in that cave, they were all screaming. Petrie and Sarah were the loudest, but Sarah wasn't the only one.
I told you!
See, they were all screaming. So Ducky does not want to be carried away. She's just tired of this crap. She ends up biting the flyer that is carrying her off. And then he drops her.
Well, yes, I did say that, but, Ow! You lummox! You dropped her!
Then go get her then, bro. You're a flyer, you can dive down there and get her. What are you doing? I don't understand. He has some nerve. Like, they just made this character take a freaking 180, and they're like, you know what? He's actually a good person. Which I can believe, because some people are just misguided and stupid. But you have these guys following you, and instead of actually going after her, maybe you're playing good cop or something, you figure that you dive after her and rescue her yourself. It's not like you're baby flyers, you're adult flyers, you're experienced.
Of course I dropped her! The little big mouth bit me!
He wanted to say bitch. He wanted to say bitch.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
So as Ducky is falling, Littlefoot sees her and he's like, you know what, let me go down there. I don't know how they end up going down there and having hesitation before she's able to fall into the water. She must be very wind resistant because she's still falling. Whatever. Ducky's a good swimmer, but I guess she cannot swim in raging waters. They use the vines from Spike's body and they try to pull, and I don't know why they're doing all of this, because there's just one thing that's very ironic about this whole situation, especially being that this movie centers around flyers. Petrie can fly. Petrie has taken Ducky away and saved her several times when she was in the water or in trouble and carried her off to safety. Why are you sitting here, Petrie, pulling the vines when your weight does nothing and you could fly and just pick her up out of the water? I don't understand why they keep doing this. No, it's one thing to get the inconsistencies all jumbled up with the whole coloration stuff. That's annoying. But good lord, on a cheese stick, why do you have a flying creature here that has a great advantage that has been shown in the past to have been the method at which he would save his tiny friend who's almost his weight or about his same weight, and now you don't use that? I just don't understand.
Hurry, Littlefoot, hurry!
You can do, look, her neck is broken. broken now because of you. You can go. She's screaming for help. Help her. Bitch. What? Oh my God. I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Grab the vine, Ducky! Grab it!
Where's Petrie? Where is Oh, is he just sitting on Spike's ass doing nothing? Seriously, like, after everything that has happened, it's not even Petrie's fault. You could fly. You know, I can't. I'm done trying to make excuses. I haven't even tried to make excuses. It just makes no freaking sense. You're not doing anything, you piece of fucking wet paper. You're not doing anything. None of your weight is contributing to helping. Freaking cocaine kite. I can't stand this guy. Seriously. This is why I don't like Petrie. And it's not even his fault. It's the writers that wrote him that way because he was not like that in the first movie. He's done this before when Ducky has been in trouble. Do you remember Land Before Time IV?
No! Ducky! Ducky.
He still took his sweet time saving her. He didn't save her until she was almost out of danger. But now watch. When Petrie's brain is realigned and a total brain fold eclipse happens, and he actually makes sense and does what his character is intended to do. It would make better sense if you wrote him being hurt or something. We've never seen Petrie's wing hurt or him unable to fly because of an injury. But when he is able to save Ducky, being the smallest character there, he does it. And he does it very easily. Watch. Did you just... It's not just me, right? Y'all saw Petrie just pick Ducky up, swoop her off that tree with astounding ease, and lift off with her with astounding ease, and bring her to safety. Everyone saw that, right? So why is it in this movie he can't do that? What was going on with his body back there? What? Oh no. Did they put two Petries on top of each other? There's a double layer of Petries on several of the shots. And I was like, why is that happening? This is a still frame. It's not like a transition of frames or blended of frames. These are two Petries that are stacked on top of each other. Look at his beak. Look at his legs and his ass. That's a boo-boo right there. Then it gets better. Oop, then they have another double right there. Jesus Christ. I know people are like, hey, you shouldn't be making fun of the animation. Why not? It's there. It's freaking obvious. And kids don't notice that stuff. And granted, I didn't notice a lot of this stuff, but I did notice Sarah's eye color, like certain glitches. I didn't notice how bad it was, but I did notice that were some hiccups throughout the movie. I noticed Grandpa's color. I noticed a lot of things that were like, wait, that's not what that person looks like, because I used to draw the characters. I love the characters. So of course, certain things are not going to make sense. They're hiccups. But one thing that always bothered me was the fact that Petra could fly, and they showed him before saving Ducky with his flying ability. His wings are fixed, nothing is wrong with him, and he chooses not to save Ducky when in the past, he saved her. I understand when it was Sarah in the water, you can't lift up Sarah, but why did you decide that it was a better idea to sit here, hanging on to the vine, really not providing any pull whatsoever, just adding your lack of weight to the pulling? Why would you rather do that rather than just spread your wings, as you've done in the past, and go swoop up Ducky? You've done it in the past. You don't even try. It's funny how when they get to a weird area, Petrie's like, oh, I can fly across, but it never occurs to you to brag at this moment, hey, I could fly over there and pick Ducky up. Really? Especially after how much you missed her and how much you couldn't. Whatever, dude. Shut the hell up. They do all of that for Littlefoot to save Ducky. Petrie's not doing anything. He's literally just hanging there and telling everyone what's happening. The flyers are coming back. He doesn't even fly away to try and distract them. They come in and everyone's like, oh boy. And then those freaking sled things are there. Were those there before? What in the hell? Like, okay, there are these random leaves on the ground now, right? Where the hell did these come from? It's like the set put them there right in time so they could be used. Last time I checked, I mean, they appear later on in the scene, but from here, do you see them anywhere? Here's a shot of the beach from Littlefoot's point of view. Those things are nowhere in sight. Nowhere. Ew. Here's another shot. And I think it's at this moment they decided, you know, we have to make it make sense how they end up in the water and not drown. So let's give them some sleds. And then let's take them away. Do you see any sleds there, guys? I remember that as a kid, like wondering where the hell those things came from. Because from what I could tell, when they went to the beach, there were no sleds there. There were no freaking plant barks. 2 of them strategically put there for Spike and for Sarah. It's like somebody had a fever dream writing this. So anyway, with the absence of these objects, now they appear, as you can see on the left-hand side. Now they're suddenly in front of them, in front of both of them. The convenience and the complete foolery of this writing is giving me a headache. So they hop on the sled stuff, and then they're all sledding down, or waterboarding, or whatever you call it, and it's like a freaking mini game. The Flyers try to get them, and Toronto's trying to stop them. Then they hold him against his will to try and attack. The Flyers have great vision, but apparently don't see a wall in front of them, and the others get away because, you know, they're freaking stupid. Toronto reinforces that he's a leader, and they shouldn't make a fool of him like that. And Petra's happy because he's like, dude, did you see how they held Toronto? He's not the leader. Did you... Did you remember when the kids left? Oh my God. I can't keep up with how much. Okay, we'll take care of Grandma and Grandpa in a second. Do you remember when the kids left? It was morning, and they were arguing while Ducky was kidnapped. And Mrs. Eugene, Ducky's mom, was like, my daughter is out there. Someone needs to save her. Every bitch is still right there sitting there arguing. They were arguing from morning till night. I don't know why I'm screaming, but I think it has something to do with the stress levels going up watching this foolishness. Now, not only does Gourmet look like a freaking idiot and have the wrong coloration on his face, but now his wife has matching colors. Now we can't tell any of them apart because now they're both dark with that purple Barney colored thing on their underside. Like, what?
I can't find the little ones anywhere.
Oh my!
So then Meagor is like, they must have gone after Ducky themselves. It took you all this time to figure that out? Maybe if y'all had gone after Ducky, this wouldn't have been an issue. Also, Pam, why didn't you fly after your brother? You are a flyer. You are a flyer. Now we know that the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree because freaking Petra completely forgets that he has the gift of flight. Because his mother also forgets that she has the gift of flight when she as well had used it in the past to save someone else. Never ever did it ever occur to her, it never does in any of these movies, let me fly around and see if I can get a good visual or an indication of where they might go. I know my brother's after this. You know what your brother's after. Nobody makes a move to go there. She doesn't lead the other dinosaurs there. It's just like complete foolery, like complete idiocy. I feel like these are the movies that embody the Idiocracy franchise.
My, they must have gone after Ducky themselves. Of course they did. They saw us just standing around arguing with Mr. Three-Horn here.
Bitch! Sorry. I'm sorry. Let me calm down. Let me try to calm down. Oh my God. You're her mother. Look at your freaking broke back, mountain broke neck. You're her mother. You're gonna blame. This is what I don't like the entitlement. And the thing is that there are people who exist today that are just like this. You know, su tu madre, freaking idiots. Why are you blaming Mr. Three-Horn? His offspring is with your offspring. And you're the one who has control over your ability to sit there and argue with someone. You obviously don't care that much about your daughter. Because not only you didn't go to save her, you sat down there expecting other people to save her, then you don't even take responsibility for your own actions. You freaking malfunctioning xenomorph. You're her mother. Tu su madre. You should be the one going after Ducky and saving her. Everyone else should be arguing, and you should have already had your daughter and been back home. You stupid freaking Sesame Street rendition of a goddamn swamp slug. I can't stand the freaking mentality of these characters, because it makes no sense. Wow.
What are you saying? That this is my fault?
Are you fucking serious? Oh my God. Oh, Okay, I need a break. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cut this video up into 3 parts. I do not want to revisit this movie. I want to move on, but I need a freaking break.
Oh, Jesus! What happened? I was bitten by a regular spider.
I feel better. Okay. Now that I feel refreshed, let's continue the madness. My brain needed a reset, a hard reset for a little bit.
Girl, I am lost for words over here.
So after they pass the blame on to poor Mr. Threehorn over here, he gives in when everybody's against him.
Oh, well, what do we do? We could never catch up to them on land. Find another flyer to help you, and hurry.
Why does she need another flyer? Maybe to see what's going. Why couldn't they do that from before? He's probably only being nice right now because his daughter's missing too. Anyway, Toronto, his friends, quote unquote, arrive at Three-Horn Peak.
Use my own intelligence to find that magical stone.
So then he starts singing, and we find out that the country boy over here does not like him, and the whole plan is to stiff Toronto once they get to the magic stone. Meanwhile, Toronto sings about his being very important. It means a lot to him that people see him in this way. Total social narcissist. Meanwhile, Littlefoot and his friends get caught in a storm. I don't know why the music starts getting all, there's a sharp tooth coming, when it's just rain that they've been in before. Okay then. It's just the seriousness of the music that usually happens when something is chasing them, but they're literally just running because they heard lightning and it's raining. Unless they saw someone get struck by lightning recently, I don't understand what's the reason for all of that fear. And then they find themselves in these hot pockets. With everything that's happened, everyone is exhausted. So they all take a nap. Sarah with her missing color from her eyelids too. They all remark on being hungry. Ducky is the first to wake up and then she sees grain food. Spike is eating some. Then they start making love to the food.
Whoa! Woohoo!
What's going on, Sarah? Nothing, Littlefoot. It's just that this green food feels so good. Sarah, Littlefoot. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if you do either. Sarah, Littlefoot. Sarah. Ugh, this food is delicious. So then none of them understand why there's green food here. They see the silhouette of someone running away and they chase after. We as the audience members know it's one of the rainbow faces. Littlefoot's friends catch up with the rainbow face. The female rainbow face comes out and she's like, you helped them, didn't you? And he's rubbing his back after he slammed headfirst into a rock trying to get away from them. Just notice his feet for the first time. Ew. These guys are obviously not from here or not from our planet. And she's like, oh, life's full of mysteries after Sarah asks how they got here. Or Littlefoot. Whoever, it doesn't matter. If she doesn't like the fact that her husband or partner or whoever is giving away too many of those mysteries. While they're arguing, or rather while she's scolding him, Littlefoot and his friends say that the flyers are gonna get to that magic rock. Sarah is basically like, look, while you're all standing there arguing, you might as well help us. They smell what I'm guessing is sulfur, and the rainbow faces basically show them a shortcut to the top of the mountain. Ew, that foot though.
Smells like egg stealer breath in there.
Guess she didn't want to say it smells like eggs, but it would have made more sense for her to stick at it smells like eggs, because I'm sure there's been accidents in their litters or clutches when they have baby brothers or sisters where an egg breaks open or an egg's been rotten. I would believe they'd had more contact with something like that than with being close enough to an egg stealer in his face to smell his breath. But then again, she's probably just remarking on what she thinks it would smell like, because I've had lemon meringue pie, and you know that white stuff on top that I never eat? I told my mother it tastes like cloud. Have I ever tasted a cloud? No, I have not. But I figured if a cloud had a taste or some kind of texture, that's what it would be. Which makes no sense, because cloud is vapor. And she got mad at me and told me to stop telling my brother's foolishness. And then my brother, who was a baby at the time, he had my back. I'll never forget it. And he said, but Mom, it do taste like cloud. which kind of like drove home the point that I was making them dumb. Oh, it was great. He got what I was trying to say, see?
Yuck. How come it smells so bad?
Probably an underground river, somewhere way down there.
That doesn't explain why it smells bad, though. But we don't have time to explain that. Somehow, they're able to find the perfect rock to exactly fit the shaft so that when they all get on it with their weight, they don't just fall. I'm gonna just pretend that maybe somebody made it for this reason. One of the rainbow faces says that when the water gets very hot, the steam rises, and then it can push them to the top.
All right, everyone, up you go.
You see how ridiculous that is, though? It just falls. It should fall to the bottom. But whatever. Maybe it just gets lodged in there. Let's just say that. It gets lodged.
We're on a very tight schedule.
What do you mean, we? I don't see you climbing in. No room. You'll be fine.
How do you know all this stuff?
Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
I hate when she says that. Remember I said in the previous part of this review, these people want them to know stuff that they probably wouldn't even think about. Look at her husband's face. He wants to tell them because, like, what is the whole point of us educating them if we can't tell them? Mysteries, you're supposed to ask questions so you can get the answers. Then when you ask the questions, you're like, that would be telling, wouldn't it? I thought that was the point.
Keep asking questions. It sharpens the mind.
Why should I bother asking questions when every time I ask them, nobody answers? Anyway, they push them in, then the steam rises, they show the boiling water animation, and with all the bubbles and boiling, it happens right at the right time. The steam goes up, and up go the friends. They are lucky this thing didn't topple over to one side, because this is very dangerous. Had the steam been coming out at just like one other end, and it wasn't exactly tight and flush all the way through, there'd be an issue, but that's probably not the case. The rock is probably light in comparison to the force of the steam. So they managed to fall off of this thing without breaking their legs, and I like this part because instead of following his natural inclination that we know is lacking in this character, the rock is sailing towards him, and as a flyer, you would think, you know, fly away, but whatever. Petra's like, oh no, it's gonna fall on me. And somehow, Sarah has a better reaction time to saving him than he has with his little body to flitter away.
Sarah, you saved me. Yeah, so no big deal.
It is a big deal, because apparently Petra does not have that mental capacity to know how to get up and save someone when they're in trouble, and he's totally capable of doing so. Littlefoot and his friends follow the trail of the rock that fell, but when they go up to it, it's just an ordinary rock. Ew. Ew, his face. That is not the right angle. What in the hell? It was nasty. Unfortunately. Their curiosity is short-lived because the flyers come upon them. Petra confronts his uncle and says that he lied to all of us. How could you do that? And he's like, Petrie, it's okay, fam, don't worry. I was born to lead the herd. You'll see. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna restore all of us to our rightful place in the world. Petrie says he likes his place in the world just fine. But Uncle Toronto's on a mission.
O stone of cold fire!
Well, I guess you can guess what happens. Absolutely nothing. The stone is useless. The others throw Toronto to the side, and they're like, you know what, move. We got this. He said he wanted to make everything perfect when Sarah tells him that was just a dumb old rock the whole time. I think Toronto probably wanted to, or was hoping that the stone would be magic so he could probably reverse time or something, so that everything bad that happened, he could undo and save those people.
What was that? Maybe the Stone of Cold Fire is magic.
Maybe the Smoking Mountain is just getting ready to blow up.
I like how Ducky, even though she's stupid like in the other movie, she's the only person that makes sense in this one. Kayla's not finished being colored in.
Maybe the Smoking Mountain is just getting ready to blow up. We like magic idea better.
Come on, guys. They're totally a shebang. He's acting with Ducky the way she was acting with him in the first movie.
Oh, great stone of cold fire! Oh, great stone of cold fire! Oh, great stone of cold fire! Oh, great.
Whoa.
Stone of cold fire! Oh, great.
Whoa.
Stone of cold fire! Oh, great. Whoa. Stone of cold fire!
That is one big fire.
That was hot. That was hot. Yeah, right? I want someone to take that and just remix that as a sample. So anyway, the mountain starts to spew and everyone is running for their lives. And honestly, they should have been dead. Three-Horn Peak erupts and instead of Toronto just sitting there and being like, you know what, kids, let me usher you out of here, he just acts as helplessly as the rest of them. Petrie's mom, looking like freaking Batman, comes into the scene, which is something that should have happened way before early on in the movie. And she's not alone.
Mama! Whoa, that is one big flyer.
Ugh, I always hated when he did that. I was expecting something better, and that's what we got. And their faces are exactly how I feel. Ew, Ducky. He would have sounded better if he did this.
Flyer.
Just, but it's Land Before Time. What do you want? And it's so cute to see Pam hug all of them. She looks like freaking Minnie Mouse, dude. Just like one of those old Disney cartoon pinup ladies. But you can tell she really loves Ducky. She hugs Petrie and then she hugs Ducky. Because I'm guessing she knows that Ducky and Petra are close, but also because Ducky was kidnapped. His sister is not playing around though. She's like, as for you, bro. And then he does the I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt. I'm sure everybody in their family has one dysfunctional uncle or cousin or something. And then we get a scene after the mountain is starting to erupt and things are starting to get more dangerous. We get a scene from out of, I don't want to spoil it, god damn it, one of the Spider-Man movies. And Toronto once again sees Ducky, who is a Saurolophus, in the same position as the Parasaurolophus. And someone did say something, because remember how that her got attacked by the sharp teeth and they all were killed? Someone did point out something interesting. It was a pretty decent sized herd with huge dinosaurs. How is it that that small band of sharp teeth overpowered all of them? Strange, right? Oh well. Again, Petrie could have saved her. Want to know what Petrie was doing while she was falling, before she even fell?
Ducky!
Where's Petrie, guys? Can you spot the useless character? Once again, he just flies there, hovers, doesn't even move a muscle towards helping Ducky. Not one. Nothing. Nope. I'm really convinced at this point that Petrie wants her to die, or he's freaking psychotic. And he loves her. No, he doesn't love her. She's his friend, but he's like, oh my god, I should save her. But I'm so curious to see if she's actually gonna die and what that would look like if she's splatted. Because, not like you can go save her yourself. And nobody, the thing is, even if that happens, nobody ever addresses it. Nobody. Not a damn person. Even Sarah, who you'd think would, she'd be like, bro, Petrie, what are you doing? You can fly. Go and get her. Nothing. Really, Sarah? Nobody? Nope. Okay. Me so sorry, Ducky. Dumb writers won't allow me to save you. That sounded so wrong. So Toronto saves her and everybody sees, so he's all redeemed. It's amazing how when he catches her, though, how fast Petrie is able to fly and go catch her. Bro, really? I can't even be happy for this touching moment, and I never was, because even when I was younger, I was like, why doesn't and I'm like hurting my head over it. Why doesn't Petra go catch Ducky? I'm trying to figure out, like, is she heavier? But why wouldn't he even try? But no, she's still the same size. Like, is he hurt? Something, is he too far away? Like, just nothing makes sense. And I know many of the people who are gonna say, it's a cartoon, it's not supposed to make sense. If you're telling a story, don't insult the audience by saying shit like that. What's the point of telling the story if it doesn't make sense? Unless you're writing something like Idiocracy, where it on purpose is not supposed to make sense. The first movie made total sense. And I would even argue that the second movie kind of made sense too. Then it just dissolved into madness after the fourth one. And even in that one, they still did things. It's like, tell me your movie's a cash grab without saying it's a cash grab. As once Ducky tells Toronto that he is actually a good person somewhere inside, which is kind of like a backhanded insult, the mountain explodes, and the kids in a hurry all load up on Big Bird and get out of there. Meanwhile, Toronto's old buddies are still trying to beat the rock, which explodes, freaking hurting my eyes and sending rock shards blasting up their ass. Guess the rock isn't so magical after all. The kids are safe, and Toronto's bad company goes sailing off into the mouth of some other rock. Now there's some shot. Wow, looking thick, Toronto. There's some shots of some Stegosaurus here that I didn't even notice. Check this out. As they head back to the Great Valley, look at these Stegosaurus that are moving in with the rest of the herd that came to visit. First of all, I don't think their feet look like that. I don't think the back feet look like that, but whatever. But they look really pretty. You can tell they look a lot different than the ones in the Great Valley.
In light of the fact that you helped save the children, your punishment will be reduced.
It will?
Yes. We have decided...
When Toronto came back, his punishment was reduced from being banished forever to being banished for 5 years into the mysterious beyond.
5 cold times? That's so long.
Yes, and some of us think it should be a lot longer.
He tries to play with Gourmet, saying that he'll be defenseless. Now no one wants anything to do with him. He'll be alone and defenseless, which doesn't make any sense, because you're a flyer. You don't need defense. Why do you need far walkers if you could just find another band of flyers? I'm sure there's a harem of females who would love to have a big, strong male. Be their leader. That's how stuff rolled back then. If you can defeat their previous male, like, it's not that hard. You don't need to have dinosaurs alongside you for you to survive as a flying reptile.
That really fair?
Yes!
Okay, now the other Stegosaurus looks like that. Why are they colored so differently? Weird. Is that Anthony Eugene? Does Ducky's father make an appearance? God damn, why do they look so haunting? Petrie pleads for his uncle by saying that he's very sorry, and if they could please let him stay, but his mom quickly tells him that, look, regardless of whether he's sorry or not, it doesn't change what he did. Very weird, though. One thing I don't agree with is, okay, so he led these people astray, and something happened to them. They don't know for sure what happened. For all we know, that herd of dinosaurs could have gotten away. Maybe one fell off because she was running, but honestly, while I do think he's partly responsible, if you can even say that, it's not like the other dinosaurs that he led astray were kids. They were all adults with thinking brains, even though I'm highly doubting that now, but they made their decision to follow him and listen to him. Nobody forced them to go. We didn't hold them at gunpoint or talon point. Why are they not being considered in all of this? Like, I get it. Like, they were stupid. They followed him. And when there were a bunch of shark teeth around, they were stupid and didn't band together and instead started panicking like idiots. It just didn't make any sense. Like, there's so much, it doesn't make sense. Toronto is so much smaller than all of those dinosaurs. What would he have done? Like, I don't get it, but whatever. There's nobody else to blame, so, like, it has to be him because they just don't like him. My thing would have been, well, if you're going to teach a lesson to the kids, those were adult dinosaurs that Toronto led away. They went of their own volition. They followed him. Nobody held them at talon point or tooth point or gun point. They all went of their own volition. They were stupid enough to do that, or maybe just ignorant, or maybe that was just their choice. And then they were also dumb enough to get eaten by a bunch of smaller dinosaurs when they could have all just banded together as a herd and fight them off. It really isn't totally Toronto's fault. It's theirs. So Toronto tells Petrie and cuts him off when he tries to plea again for his uncle by saying, look, dude, thanks a lot, but your mom's right. We have to all be accountable for our actions, which is, I guess, a VeggieTales moment, which is very cringe to me. Then he tells Petrie that he'll be fine, more so for Petrie's sake, because Petrie's worried about him. He says sometime later he'll come back and prove that he can be trusted again.
Miss you too, Petrie.
You, Scoot! Go on! Scoot!
Damn. He didn't even make him finish hugging Petrie.
Then again, there are others I shan't miss at all.
Look at your ass, dude. I like how everyone's sad, but Sarah's like the only person who's smiling, like, and she's the only person with that creepy look. Anyway, at night, Littlefoot sees off the far walkers, and he's like, how did you guys get back so frickin' fast? Because, you know, they're aliens.
Yeah. Are you leaving too?
Any time now.
That falling rock I saw, it never was a stone of cold fire, was it?
No, but you see, the stone never really mattered. It's what you did to discover the truth about it.
Yeah, You saying that and kind of encouraging them to do that put them in freaking danger and cause these other asshole idiots to put them in danger. Not that it's directly their fault, but it kind of is because they knew what would happen. They kind of set that up specifically for that reason. Like, who does that? I get where they're coming from, but being like, you know what, kids? There's this big gold thing out there, and it has magical properties, and you know you should always be willing to be curious and adventure. And it's like, Littlefoot's of that age where he should know better, but if they were smaller kids, you kind of are leading onto like one of those vibes, those luring to kids and those kidnapping van vibes. Obviously, they have way more knowledge or intelligence than the other dinosaurs. They're not regular dinosaurs or freaking aliens. So all they really cared about was experimenting. It didn't matter if Littlefoot and his friends died. They did try to help them, but as the female Gallimimus or whatever these alien things are said, we're not supposed to help them. They weren't even supposed to help them. They were just supposed to instigate and then watch whatever happens. And if Littlefoot had died up there with his friends, they would have been like, wow, that's so sad, but so interesting. Look at what he did to find the truth, even to risk death. All right, next planet. They don't care. It's so messed up.
Wait, there's so much I don't understand. Why was that flying rock I saw different from the rest? Is there really such a thing as a stone of cold fire? Who are you guys?
Are you?
The male alien is like, you have a sharp mind, dude. Very advanced for your species. Which is like a dig at his intelligence or lack thereof, and I can't even blame him for that.
There is much more to what you call the great circle of life than you can possibly imagine.
Ew. I am a cute little pretty sexy ghost. And this is the part that annoys me, because it doesn't even matter, because they're like, oh, maybe you should be more curious about your surroundings. They know it's like, okay, for dinosaurs, that's great. They end up all dying anyway. Apparently, these two are not on the same page because the male starts talking about,
as we said to the three-horn, beyond the mysterious beyond. For example, when it's dark at night, all of those tiny lights in the sky are actually other... Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
well, what is your point in being here? Like, I would ask these questions. You're always like, ask questions. Ask questions. Okay, what are they? Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it? You bitch, get your bitch ass out of here. Go back to where you came from and leave me the hell alone. If you're gonna come here and be like, guess what? There is a thing that I found out that I know that you don't. It's so exciting. And you should be asking questions about this thing to find out the answer. Really? What is it? That'd be telling, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you want to shoot that person in the face? Like metaphorically, but still. Anyway, they do the old look over there, Littlefoot, and he looks over there for one quick moment, and he just turns his entire body, and then their spaceship takes them up, and then the stone of coal fire or whatever goes into the universe, and they go off somewhere else at freaking light speed and disappear. And while that is very cool to see, he's like, wow, that's amazing. So now he knows, holy shit, these guys are from beyond the mysterious beyond. And he has this like drunk Rick and Morty look on his face, but it's the Morty look, or Rick before he's drunk. And this is the part that ticks me off. Like, it annoys me that the aliens did this, but this part, this is the ending of the movie. This, oh my God, like the level of rage I started to feel. And I remember when I watched this the first time, I felt the same way.
Hi, Littlefoot. What's going on? Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
You fucking bitch.
Telling what, Littlefoot?
Yeah, no fair.
What you know, we don't know.
Oh, Petrie. There's so much we don't know. But that's part of the fun. Thinking about how much...
I hate how these things just left and they're all like, yeah, that'd be telling mysteries, right? And then his friends that he knew from he was a literal baby who he has been through thick and thin, they ask him what's going on and he does not tell them and says part of the fun is not knowing. And I bet you If they had done the same thing to him, he would lose his mind. He would lose his ever-loving mind, because don't you remember from the first portion of the movie, the first half of the movie, early on, Littlefoot was losing his mind because people didn't know he was telling the truth, and he didn't know what that rock was for sure, and he just had to know what it was. And if Petra's uncle had not come along, trust me, he would have gone there and tried to figure it out. But yet, understanding that, I don't understand. Like, part of the fun is not knowing. Trying to seek the truth is something you should do. So, you're encouraging people to seek the truth, to try and find out the facts. But if you have the facts, you punish them by not giving them the facts. Right, okay. Makes total sense.
Hey, I know lots. Me too. No more than Uncle Tyranno, that for sure. You're not so smart after all.
Because I mean, you're related to him, and he at least went in and tried to save your friend, and there were lots of times when you were able to do that, Petrie, and you just didn't. Either because you're a psychotic idiot, or you're not so smart yourself, just saying.
Oh no. But we are plenty smart, right?
No, you're not. Good grief. That was The Land Before Time VII, The Stone of Coldfire. I hope the next movie's not gonna be so long, the review's not gonna be so long for that one. It's been a while. Like, I think all the other movies after this, I either haven't seen one or two of them, or maybe a few, I don't know. Because, like, you haven't seen them for so long, I've seen clips of them, but I don't think I watched some of them straight through. And I know that the one with, I don't want to spoil it for anyone else, so go away if you don't want spoilers, but I know the one with Littlefoot's father comes up. I've watched that one. I've watched the Tiny Sauruses, and I don't remember if Sarah's dad's girlfriend was in that. I don't know. I'm getting them all mixed up. It's been a very long time. Anyways, what did you guys think about this? I think this was one of the worst movies. It was just a cringe fest. Like I said, slice of life without it being a slice. It's more like a crumb, a very small, rotting, pustule-filled crumb, but it's still Land Before Time. So it's entertaining to me, and it's dinosaurs. But they sure are butchering the character. This is a doodle of a bay filly that is looking across a strange, eerily still sea, or lake, or whatever it might be, across a sunset. She always walks away from her herd because she feels as though there's something more, some other land across the sea. She obsesses over it, but as still as this sea is, to the point where it looks like an icy sheet, if she were to fall in there, or even just step in there, or get within a meter of it, her face, her skin would incinerate. Fumes, the vapors of this substance that makes up this large body of liquid that seems like very still water, is so potent that standing close to it can literally melt your flesh from your body. Even high up on this little cliff, she still can smell the fumes, and if she's not careful, she can pass out within 2 minutes. It's so eerie that even though there's a wind and there are clouds moving, nothing moves the surface of this liquid. Still, she imagines that someday she will answer the mystery of what is across the sea. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.